listening right now and you're a Kentucky fan, go to hell. I hope your team loses tomorrow.
Time record crowd at Rupp Arena exceeding 24,300 here to see Arkansas against Kentucky in their first ever SEC meeting. Day open for three. Yeah. Nolan Richardson and his Arkansas Razorbacks take command of the second half and win going away over the Kentucky Wildcats. Hogs and Wildcats, historic in nature. We've got a hot one out of the SEC. It's Arkansas and Kentucky.
Goes for three. Arkansas wins it in overtime and snaps Kentucky's 10-game winning streak over the Hogs.
Three-pointer on the way. No good. Close with the dunk and the buzzer. It goes and Arkansas wins.
Arkansas will break that 8-game streak, and they won it 81-80. John Calipari. This year he returns in Razorback red.
Pulls up. Three-pointer good. P.J. Wagner from the top of the circle. This ball game is over. Arkansas has come to Kentucky. The rush of photographers to midcourt as Cal greets Mark Pope in the handshake line, and the Razorbacks have won the ball game 89-79.
Live from the Busch Light Studios. Produced by Colton Little with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft. This is The Morning Rush.
So it's the same question you ask yourself every single time the basketball schedule comes out. When do we play Kentucky? Well, you play them tomorrow night, 5:30 on ESPN. Starting at 5 o'clock, we'll have your coverage here on ESPN Arkansas in Bud Walton Arena. Cannot wait for this game. There have been some battles. There have been some wars. None better than when Pitino and Coach Nolan Richardson used to go at each other. This game doesn't necessarily have the magnitude that one or those battles did. I sure am excited tomorrow night. You got your white outfit picked out?
I'm ready.
Okay. You're good to go? Good
Whitey
to go on that?
Tidy will start with whitey tidies, crew socks. I mean,
the whole schmear.
The whole schmear. So,
Head to toe.
Head to toe.
Head to toe. It's weird. Kentucky, they start the season here on Fastbreak Friday, brought to you by QC Kinetix, in the top 10. They're now outside the top 10. They get blown out by the Vanderbilt Commodores on Tuesday night. Arkansas, meanwhile, is kind of right where you thought they'd be in the hunt for the SEC regular season title. Still top 15. They're exactly where they've kind of lived up to this point. Now, they could go further, and I think we know that, than the Wildcats in the postseason. But it's definitely a clash of two different thoughts where these teams would be at this juncture in the season.
All right, that's where we begin on a Fast Break Friday. It's brought to you by QC Kinetix. 40,000 people can't be wrong. Well, Tommy, who are these 40,000 people? These are the people that have chosen QC Kinetix instead of surgery, drugs, and downtime. That's what you get with QC Kinetix is a long list of references. So stop. But before you go through painful surgery or another round of prescriptions, rehab, downtime, all these things that take you away from the things you love, let me tell you more about QC Kinetix. The truth is, surgery isn't always the answer. QC Kinetix is right here in Northwest Arkansas using safe, natural treatments backed by real science. Treatments that activate your body's natural healing power. Safe, natural, non-surgical with zero downtime. We'll tell you more throughout the morning. It's worked for me. I'm confident it will work for you. 479-999-1234. 999-1234 for QC Kinetix.
All right, so Colton's mic is back working today. Colton, when you were putting that open together, how many of those games did you know about? Did you watch? Was it kind of learning on the fly as you're picking out some good highlights from this rivalry this morning?
Well, I printed off that series history sheet for both you and Tommy this morning just to give you a refresher of the series history and stuff. And I think that some of the things that really surprised me, I put them in the open this morning, were some of the long droughts that you had. There were several years in which the Kentucky had 8, 9, 10-game winning streaks that you had to really power through to get. But Kentucky's had the advantage of having that blue blood moniker to their name and having everything that goes with that. But it was a good history lesson this morning, and it got me excited for Saturday. I played that clip of you talking trash from last year, and you're kind of you're kind of tiptoeing around this one, Ty. I need some more of that boisterous personality from last year where you were confident and talking it up. You're
well,
like,
to be honest, I didn't think they were going to win. Yeah, well, just to be honest, I didn't think they were going to win that game last year. They proved us and everyone else that doubted them wrong.
Proved you wrong. I mean, we always knew they were going to win.
Okay, all right. Yeah. I guess if you want to take that stance,
you were going to go, but then
decided not to. Yeah, and it's probably the biggest regret I have not attending an Arkansas sporting event.
Hang on, just to clear this up, you didn't go behind enemy lines and they won.
That's just not a.
That's all.
It's not an opinion. Is that a fact?
I mean, how many wins?
A fact.
How many wins do we have to state out that I have been either in an NCAA tournament venue or an away venue for basketball that we
name me the away venues in basketball?
I think I've only been to. hold on. Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
I think I've only been to 2 away basketball games. Vanderbilt and Kentucky, or excuse me, Vanderbilt and Auburn. I'd have to go back and think off the top of my head. But listen, we gotta somehow toss that aside. We gotta get that out. Go ahead.
This Arkansas Kentucky series, despite Ty being behind enemy lines and harpooning all the options here for the Razorbacks, with the winning options. You look at this, you know what it reminds me of? With a 15-36 all-time record against Kentucky.
Oh, it's Texas-Arkansas football.
That's exactly what I was going to say. You have just enough wins to feel like you're on even footing, but you look at the record and it's so lopsided. I mean, but this is the team you want to beat. You hate them. But in the end, they've gotten the better of you a lot more often than you have them.
We're going to have national champion and former Razorback sharpshooter Al Dillard coming up at 10 o'clock. And if you remember, he was on the team when they won it all and then when they got all the way back in 94, 95. Arkansas got the better of Kentucky initially in the regular season battles. Now, they struggled in them in the tournament. Like, 2 of the best games, JT brings up a great point. The game in 95, Bud Walton, where Scotty hits that shot with like 12 seconds to go, is the best game that he's ever seen them take on when it comes to Kentucky. One of the other great games was, I believe, that same season in Atlanta in the SEC tournament. Unfortunately, Arkansas was on the wrong side, the loss of that, if I remember that timeline right. So this is, again, you've had battles in Arkansas
95-93 is the game you're talking about in the 95 season?
Yes.
Yeah.
You lost.
2-point overtime loss.
Mm-hmm, yeah, and a couple guys fouled out. I remember Clay talking about that.
It was number 5 versus number 3.
You won, and you've got that there. You won the first 3 regular season games, I believe, if I remember that right. When Arkansas joined the SEC, you beat them. And I think
you beat them in Lexington.
Yes.
You beat them in Fayetteville in the 91-92 year, then the 92-93 year. So the first 2 times you beat really good ranked Kentucky teams, number 8 and then number 2. Then you lost the 3rd time you played them in Lexington.
So you won the first
in
2.
March of 93. So
was that not the SEC? But was that not the SEC tournament in Lexington?
Hang on. No, you're right. It was. It's the semifinals.
So that was, again, I think you won the first 3 regular season games.
You're correct, because then in 94 you played them for the 3rd regular season game.
And there was a great game initially in that game in Lexington. Right. And I actually was reading this in Whole Hog this morning. Coach Richardson at the end of the game was telling us, we're not celebrating on the floor, get in the locker room. They won that game, I think, 105-88, something like that. Mm-hmm. Great game first half, and then Arkansas just took over. Just the moments, I can remember Corliss on the floor with the flag, just the celebrations, the aftermath, Coach Richardson pointing at the band. I mean, there are just so many iconic visual moments from this game. The one that rings true to me is my freshman year when Michael Qualls dunked it, and that was actually a Kentucky team that went all the way to the national championship game. At the time, you beat them twice. You beat them in Rupp, and you beat them in Bud Walton that game. That will be forever etched in my mind, and it's always a great battle between these two, and hopefully we'll have one tomorrow night. I had not heard, it's not often that we play the opposing coach, but he's got tie-ins not only as a player, but the coach you play tomorrow. This is a great story that Mark Pope told on his coach's show earlier this week. A little snowball battle between Kentucky team and Arkansas fans.
I've told this story a lot, but it's one of my favorites. We were going to play Arkansas, and so when you pull, at least it used to be when you pulled up to Bud Walton, the bus would go down into the bowels of the arena, and the fans would be lined up over the top in the concourse. And we pulled up to the ramp, and the bus stopped because it was too icy and snowy to go down the ramp. So the bus driver was like, I can't drive down this ramp. You're going to have to get out and walk. So you have this mob of fans up there overlooking the ramp, and we're getting off the bus, and Coach P stood up to be the first one to get out of the bus. He said, listen, I guarantee you these fans are going to pelt us with thousands of snowballs, and I expect you to return fire.
Now I kind of wish there will be some snow on the ground. I wish there was more that Arkansas fans had to throw at the Kentucky.
Well, it's melted and refrozen, so you could hurt somebody with what's out there now.
That's the most 90s story I've ever heard. That would not fly today, I don't think, but that's a very 90s story that you're like, okay, that makes sense that happened.
All right, so that's where we're at here on a Fast Break Friday. Big weekend tomorrow in Fayetteville, and going to be a lot of fun watching the Razorbacks and the Kentucky Wildcats. Hey, go to LureNet.com if you're sorting out your tackle box and finding out what you need to replace from last year, what's still hung up on a tree branch somewhere that's submerged on the Arkansas River, or maybe you're thinking about headed to the White River soon and you need some rogues. Get that Smithwick original suspending rattling rogue. It's all available at LureNet.com or your favorite local tackle shops everywhere. LureNet.com has all of Arkansas-owned and Arkansas-made Pradco lures that are there, Rebel, Yum, Booyah, and more. That's LureNet.com. All orders over $35 get free shipping as well. LureNet.com.
Ryan in Prairie Grove says, after video review, Ty is not going to any more away games. The call is upheld.
Yeah.
Texting in here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. All right, we're going to push the opening drive back a little bit. Scott's in Lincoln this morning. Scott, go ahead, man. You're on the morning rush.
Hey, guys. How you doing this morning?
What's up, Scott?
Yeah, I was going to say we beat them the first 4 seasons in the SEC. The first year with Mayberry and Day, and we beat them 93 in Barnhill. Then we went to Lexington and beat them the year we won the title. And then we beat them Super Bowl Sunday in 95, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That was a shot that Scotty hit with like 12 seconds left.
Yep. Yes. Yeah. Great game.
Yeah, what threw me off earlier is it says Lexington, but I had to look out here. That was an SEC tournament game in 93.
Think about, so the SEC tournament's now in Nashville full time, but it was in Lexington, Memphis, Atlanta. Am I missing a venue? Missing a city? That's just off the top of my head.
Well, it was in Birmingham too.
Yeah. It's pretty wild, but yeah, it's got there.
That was the game. Who was it? LSU got into a brawl with somebody there in Birmingham, and Shaq was when.
Oh, really?
They played the Ruskins told that story. He was there, and they didn't have replay then, but the referees went and got the monitor off the announcers, Tom Hammond's desk there, or whatever, whoever was calling the game, and looked at the monitor to figure out who all was involved in the fight.
Oh, jeez. So. Scott, are you going to the game tomorrow night?
No, I'm not going. I would love to. I'm looking for tickets, but hopefully I'll find some.
Yeah. I saw a guy earlier on Facebook selling them at face value, so.
That's just mean. Are you being sarcastic? That's just mean. Yeah. Jeez Louise. Here's what I would recommend. Tom and I were talking about this before the show. I don't know if it's going to help you or not, Scott. You will be able to buy a ticket. This is not going to be a sold-out game. Kentucky's not ranked. I know it's a rivalry, and Arkansas is really good. But if you really want to go to the game, you wait till 30, 15 minutes before, you'll be able to get to the game.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You guys have a great day.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
If you just want in the building, I agree. I think if you sit there, the ticket brokers at some point are going to take $50 or $75 for a ticket rather than just eat them, because that's where you'll be. Once the game starts, the tickets has no value. So they'll I think if you wait to the last minute, if you're willing to sit by yourself, you'll probably get a pretty good deal on a ticket tomorrow.
Robert brings up, said 92, 93 in Barnhill was the last time that the band, load please, come on, internet's not working. Last time the band broke out the theme from The Godfather when Patino walked on the court. He did not like that. He was not a fan of when he would walk onto the court in Barnhill Arena and they would play that in the background.
I don't care what he's a fan of, He He fits the role, though. I mean, he looks like a mobster, right?
Cameron in Paragould says he's driving all the way from Paragould to get it. How far of a drive is that? What is that, 4 or 5 hours?
Paragould to Fayetteville, yeah, because you're probably going to come all the way down to 40 and come over probably 4 to 5 hours, yeah.
Okay. Well, it'll be a fun one tomorrow night. If we somehow, some way stumble upon some tickets, we will do our best to distribute them tomorrow night. Our buddy Brandon from the Fence Man was at the what game was it that you gave him tickets to?
Was it
the Arkansas LSU game?
Yeah,
LSU,
which ended up being a great game. A great game.
It was a great game. It was a really good game.
You had a good time?
Yeah, me and my son had a great time.
Heck yeah.
Awesome.
Well, that was a game that I think a lot of people thought Arkansas might blow them out. Ended up being a close one, 4-point win for the Razorbacks.
Not everybody thought they were going to blow them out. So
it was exciting.
Did you pick them?
I took LSU
I
the
picked
points.
the Razorbacks to win.
Yeah, I took Arkansas to win.
I did pick the points, but they didn't get the points.
I was setting you up for that.
Yeah.
I was setting you up for that.
You mocked me. You mocked me in my selection.
Well, Alabama's a 3.5-point favorite.
I'll take Alabama and give 3 away.
I'm going to take Bama as well.
Yep, I'll take Bama and the points as well.
The New England Patriots travel to Mile High to take on the home underdog Broncos. That are 4.5-point dogs, Tommy.
Let's give me the Broncos.
Yeah, I'm also going to take the Broncos, but I think that the Pats will win by a field goal.
I think Pats are going to win this one.
The Seattle Seahawks, Tommy, are 2.5-point favorites.
I think the Seahawks win, and I think it's a lot more than 2.5.
But I'm going to take Seattle as well.
Yep, Seattle by at least a touchdown.
The Razorbacks are 9.5-point favorites.
Arkansas is going to win, but I don't think it's going to be by 9.5.
I think they cover.
Woo pig, I think they're going to do it too. At least 10 points.
All right, we've got a couple different things around the Kentucky game that we'll do at the end since this is a big-time college basketball game. We'll start with some SEC games this weekend in Knoxville. Tennessee's got a couple big road wins lately, on the road in Tuscaloosa, on the road in Athens. They host Auburn as 6.5-point home favorites in Thompson-Boling Arena. Who do we like in this one, Brandon?
I think Auburn's going to cover the points, but Tennessee's going to win it.
That's where I'm at. To me, 6.5 seems a little high. I saw that on the Bet Saracen app, and I'm going to take Auburn in this game.
You're telling me I can get Auburn and 6.5, even on the road? I'm taking Auburn.
Yeah, Auburn's also got some big-time road wins this season. They went to, I guess, Oxford, and they went to Florida and won that game last week. And so I'm taking the Tigers. Georgia, the number one team right now, the Aggies. Didn't have a game earlier in the midweek. They go to Georgia. Line's not out just yet, so I'm going to put Georgia at -2. What do we like in this one, Tommy?
I like Georgia in this one. I'm still trying to figure out if A&M's Vanderbilt 2.0 or whether they're the real deal. Georgia's at home, backs a little bit to the wall, not pressed, but to the wall after losing to Tennessee. I'll take the Bulldogs.
Brandon, what about you?
Yeah, I won't say nothing bad about A&M, but I'm definitely going to take Georgia with this one.
I'm going to also take the Bulldogs just because I'm kind of like Tommy. I'm not necessarily a believer in what A&M is, despite them, again, continuously having success. All right, Ole Miss.
This would validate a little bit of their position in the league right now.
You're exactly right. Ole Miss against Vanderbilt. I'm going to make Vanderbilt a 7-point home favorite. They demolished Kentucky earlier this week. Do they get a win streak going after suffering 3 straight losses? 7-point home favorites.
Now, hey, Vandy's at Ole Miss, right? I've got the game at Ole Miss. Did I write
switch
it down?
it up? I'll look it back up. I thought it was I wrote it down this morning. I thought it was in Nashville.
I may be wrong, but I got it written down that way.
I'm pretty sure it's in Nashville.
That's in Nashville.
Nashville? Okay, then give me Vandy.
Okay,
So
I
wrote down back.
Ole Miss, just not necessarily what Chris Beard, I think, had in his mind for this season. I'm also going to take Vanderbilt.
Yeah, I think Vandy will cover the points, too.
All right, so we're talking about the Arkansas and Kentucky game. A couple specials. Darius Acuff, I feel like a lot of times this season has gotten Arkansas out of an early rut. When you go to the Bet Saracen app right now, Tommy, who is Arkansas going to be their first scorer? Darius Acuff is +210. TB's +260. Malik is 325. Nick Pringle's +550. And Carter Knox is +650. I feel like you could, Carter, like a wide open 3 or just going to the rack. I feel like +650 is a great odds for you. I'm going to take that +650 and Carter have the ability to maybe get that first bucket.
Trevin Brazil, right corner, right in front of the Kentucky bench, buries a 3 to open the score.
Doesn't get a tech. Doesn't look back at him. Just runs down the floor.
It'll be the first score of the game is somewhere on the right elbow to right corner. Brazil for 3. Hogs up 3-0.
All right, Brandon, which odds do you like on that one?
I was thinking the TB one too, but now that he said that, we got to go with Malik Thomas.
Okay. Malik's at plus 325. We could all make money tomorrow, depending on that, again, that first shot.
Only one of you will.
Arkansas is minus 6.5 as of now. Where's that line going to shift? Is Arkansas going to...
Oh, I think the home money, in particular with Bet Saracen and being in-state and Bet Saracen being our official odds makers here on the Morning Rush, I think that line will shift in, not away from Arkansas. So I think could go to 7. I don't think it gets 7.5.
Okay, so you're getting it at 6.5. What do you
I'm
like?
taking Kentucky.
I am taking Kentucky. I think
Arkansas wins.
Yep.
But not by 6 or more.
Yeah, and I know that the last 2 games have been tight. The game that Brandon was at with LSU in town, and they go to Norman and get a 4-point victory. I think you're going to have something similar. Kentucky, I think's mad how they played Tuesday night. They've had a lot of people that have been just ripping them this week. I think Pope, again, they'd won 4 straight. We're having a completely different conversation if that game in Nashville doesn't go that way on Tuesday night. So, Brandon, I'm thinking Arkansas is going to win, but Kentucky's going to cover.
That's true. I think it is going to be another tight one. I think it could be within like 5 points.
All right. We are all on Kentucky.
I'm going to go with Arkansas on
Oh,
that one.
going to go with Arkansas. Okay. All right. All right, that's your Fence Man Friday picks.
All right, 782-3936. I know y'all had a little downtime this week because of the weather, but, Brandon, you'll be out there soon. You can call now and get on the schedule for your quote.
That's true. You can call me right now and get on the schedule for next week. We'll be back in working Monday. Everybody's excited and ready to go.
I imagine so after just been the way it is. I know we're going to get some cold weather, but y'all can keep going even though if we just can avoid the precipitation, the snow and the sleet and the ice.
Yeah, we can just avoid the ice on the roads, and it's not too fun digging in the snow and ice, but we still get it done.
What's worse on the Fence Man, the heat of summer or the cold of winter in Arkansas?
Oh, man. If you ask me, I think it's the winter. I'm not a big cold person.
All right. 782-3936 or see pictures and examples of their work and everything they do. Anything involving a fence or powered gate they do. 782-3936 or thefencemanar.com. Brandon, enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk to you next Friday in front of the Super Bowl.
Yes, sir. You guys too. Y'all have a great week.
All right, Hog Update when we come back. Fast Break Friday rolls on next.
Fast Break Friday brought to you by QC Kinetix in Bentonville. Get back to living your life.
Steal by the Razorbacks, knocks to the other end, and a throwdown.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanAR.com or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Few things in life are more important than showing up. Whether you show up for your family, friends, or teammates, it doesn't hurt to bring a plate of their favorite beef dish. Together, we bring more. Find your next crowd pleaser at BeefIt'sWhat'sForDinner.com. Brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council, courtesy of BeefIt'sWhat'sForDinner.com. Tom Murphy is brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Is it time for you to finally get the barn, hunting lodge, barn dominium, or garage you always wanted? Sutherland's is here to help. Hi, this is Jeremy, sales manager at Sutherland's. When you choose to work with us, you can expect top quality, expertise, and peace of mind, knowing that Sutherland's will do whatever it takes to get the building you've always wanted. For a free quote, call 1-800-66-BARNS. Free estimates at Sutherland's.com. For over 100 years, Sutherland's has been helping folks build it better. No matter the project, we're here to help. Because at Sutherland's, home starts here.
Here at the Bud Walton Arena, we've got a hot one out of the SEC. It's Arkansas and Kentucky.
This is the Morning Rush.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Wave Rural Connect has some exciting news. Our service is now available in a brand new zone covering parts of Midland and Montreal. If you're along Highway 45, 252 or 253, or on Douglas Road or Slaytonville Road, you can get fast, reliable fiber internet today. Don't miss out. Visit waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Wave Rural Connect. Internet that works when you need it most.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
We've seen it all. Recessions, tornadoes, even a global pandemic. But Hug Chevrolet GMC never closed its doors. We stuck with our community because they stuck with us. And through it all, one thing never changed. Our commitment to serve, support, and stay local. Hug Chevrolet GMC, built to last, just like the people we serve.
Welcome back to, yeah, that's a pepper thing. First up, we've got Harrison wrapping his Dr. Pepper in a tiny quilt so it feels at home. Oh, how tender. That's a pepper thing. And over to Becca, who's whispering affirmations to her can.
You're sweet. You're unique. You're the best thing I ever poured over ice.
She swears it makes it taste better. It's not a science thing, but it's a pepper thing. Why do they all do it? All for that sweet, delicious, truly one-of-a-kind taste of Dr. Pepper. It's a pepper thing.
Ace has always been the helpful place, and now we're even more helpful by offering instant savings to Ace Rewards members. Not a member? Just sign up at Metters Lumber Ace Hardware to start saving right at the register. Right now, save $30 on select DeWalt 20-volt max tools or $20 on select Ego outdoor power equipment after instant savings with your Ace Rewards card. Ace, the helpful place. Must be an Ace Rewards member to receive instant savings. Available through the end of the month. See participating stores for details.
Out on the course, they're the PGA Tour's best players. But in the arena, they're prime time. And Season 2 of TGL presented by SoFi is back with lights, cameras, action. We're talking big moments, big personalities, big names in the stands, all on the big screen. Big-time matchups, shot clocks, hammer drops, timeouts, overtime, and playoffs. It's city versus city, squad versus squad. The sport just hits different under the lights. It's TGL presented by SoFi. Keep up. It's golf. Tune into every match. Only on ESPN.
Arkansas fans, get fired up at Joe's Grill and Cantina, your home for Tex-Mex and Arkansas Game Day. Catch Arkansas basketball games live on our big TV screens. And when you wear your Arkansas gear, score half-price apps and cheap taps. Enjoy complimentary chips and homemade salsa, fresh and made from scratch every day. Don't miss Joe's Mexican-inspired daily specials, fast, friendly service, and the best game day fun in town. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Come on, Pig. Arkansas is an
Gage Wood, no hits him. Allen has a wide open man. It's Childs. He's loose. He scores. Childs, please.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
ARKNSAS.
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush.
Go Hog.
I talked to the scout on the sideline here who was talking about you and just saying there's a lot of work from an overall quarterback perspective, but you're a really cool athlete for somebody to draft. What do you hope to show just over these few days here?
Just my processing, being able to command a huddle, NFL type offense, and just to improve. I can throw the ball and be versatile in that, and also run it. Just be a true dual threat quarterback.
So Taylon Green is in Mobile, Alabama. You got any desire to go to Senior Bowl this weekend?
No,
at least it's football.
No, I've never had any desire to go to the Senior Bowl.
I haven't either. He's there along with 5 other Razorbacks: Mike Washington, Cam Ball, Xavier Sorey. Why am I blanking on the other 2? Julian Neal, and I had this written down somewhere. There's one other guy down there whose name I'll find at some point. Who has the best chance of succeeding in the National Football League?
Mike Washington.
Yeah, that's kind of where I went. I mean, I'm still that image of him decking All-American Michael Taft on his way to the end zone in Austin. I think he was one of only 4 SEC backs with over 1,000 yards. I thought I know the team stunk, but I thought Mike lived up to expectations, if not was better. I know some people were like, man, this guy looks like Darren McFadden in practice. It wasn't that, but like realistic expectation. I thought Mike Washington met him this season.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is an interesting deal. I mean, they get him in an environment where all the executives are there. They can ask about it's beyond like a combine.
Carmona's the other one.
Sorry, and
Fernando.
you get really
and he might have
concentrated.
a good shot at succeeding as well. He's a real good athlete.
This is a big stepping stone, particularly if you're a tweener. If you're iffy on being a late round guy, undrafted free agent, it's a big moment for you to do something with your stock.
Opportunity. Arkansas,
you may or may not get invited to the combine, so this might be your one big chance. You have pro days, but not everybody's going to be there. This is a moment you can shine in front of everybody.
And that's where TG is right now in that kind of tweener phase, like you said, Tommy.
2 weeks from today, Arkansas baseball will get going this season. Carson Brumbaugh, the kid from Edmond, top 80 kid coming out of high school, makes it to campus. Preseason SEC Freshman of the Year by a couple different publications. Phil's talked about this. I listened to him. It's like, how many times can you think of a freshman starting in the infield for DVH?
Well, unless you're a hardcore fan, I mean, let's be honest. Unless you're really paying attention to the roster and you followed fall ball and you've went through everything and really watched a lot of the preseason reports here in the cold of winter to get ready, how many of you had heard this was the first time you heard the kid's name?
I think a lot of people.
Really paid attention. So it's exciting. Now you got a player to latch on to. Because I think a lot of us, we'll pay attention to early season baseball, but basketball is going to have our focus. But here's a player to kind of watch. And baseball's a sport where a true freshman can come in and have a real impact. So I'm excited to watch him play, and we'll all learn how to say his name together.
Yeah.
So
last thing here in your hog update, do have some bad news, unfortunately. Lou Holtz is in hospice care right now. 89 years old, former Ridgeback head coach. Was cool to see him in Fayetteville for that Notre Dame and Arkansas matchup last season. Doesn't sound like he's doing too well.
Yeah, our friend Brother Alexander, who played for Coach Holtz, sent me a picture that day. He got to see Coach and visit with him for a few minutes. I know for a lot of those players, that's probably going to be the last time they get to talk to their coach, and I'm glad he made it for that game, and a lot of great memories with
Kevin brings up the beating Texas 41-10, and Holtz yelling at the student section to get off the field before the game ends. That's one of his favorite memories.
All right, that's your hog update. It's brought to you by River City Coatings. Whether it's small or large, River City Coatings can handle all your powder coating needs, but they've moved beyond just doing powder coating. They now offer full metal fabrication services with laser cutting and braking and welding services as well. So large-scale metal fabrication and powder coating, they can do it. They're your one-stop for all of that. For over 25 years, they've been handling these things. They got 25 years of experience, a variety of colors. And what sets them apart is how quickly they can get your project done. So if you need something done fast, give them a call or check them out online at rivercitycoatings.com. Powder coating is not only stronger than paint, it's better for the environment. No drips, no oversprays. It's a one-time process that'll save you money and time long term. rivercitycoatings.com. rivercitycoatings.com or call 471-7675 for all your powder coating and metal fabrication needs.
Al Dillard coming up at 10 a.m. We're going to do our Morning Rush Daily Question in just a bit. I know we've all dealt with weather this week, and hopefully you had good tires to get you through this week, to get you back into business. And a business you should go check out because it's the end of the month. This is our buddy Larry Rath at Rath Auto Resources in Rath, Mitsubishi. Yeah,
I can
Larry.
already feel it. He hadn't said a word. He's on it. He's lost days with snow. End of the month's tomorrow. This guy's just chewing Xanax trying to get through tomorrow night.
Chewing Xanax.
Yeah.
I wish I had some. Yeah, we got to dig out, man. We got a couple of days here to make a month, folks. It's a great time to come in and save some money at Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. They just announced 0 for 72 months on our best-selling Mitsubishi, the Outlander. Really exciting vehicle, folks. It's not on your list. We understand, it doesn't get a lot of advertising or whatever, but it's just a terrific car. Best warranty you can get, great safety features, great looking too, and just really good performance, nothing to pick on it. Take the Mitsubishi Challenge. Come out and take a test drive one of our new Outlanders. Take advantage of 0% for 72 months. So that's a really terrific offer right now. And on the used cars, we've got a couple of hundred used cars. I mean, we've been stocking up all winter. We've got a big inventory, road-ready certified used cars, the best used cars your money can buy. We got a great selection of them. Come on in and take advantage of some lower prices right now. We're going to make a weekend of it, and you can help us save yourself some money in the process. Rath Auto Resource in Fort Smith, Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. Check us out online, rathauto.com.
Both sides of the tunnel, he can help you out from start to finish with your vehicle. Larry, get to work, man. I know you got a lot to do.
That's right. Thank you, guys. Y'all have a good one. And folks, come and see us.
All right, stay with this Morning Rush Daily Question when we come back.
It's Fast Break Friday on the Morning Rush, brought to you by QC Kinetix. Get real lasting relief from chronic joint pain.
Ahead to Billy Richmond for a one-hand slam.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Few things in life are more important than showing up. Whether you show up for your family, friends, or teammates, it doesn't hurt to bring a plate of their favorite beef dish. Together, we bring more. Find your next crowd pleaser at beefitswhatsfordinner.com. Brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Courtesy of Beef, it's whatsfordinner.com. Tom Murphy is brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Is it time for you to finally get the barn, hunting lodge, barn dominium, or garage you always wanted? Sutherland's is here to help. Hi, this is Jeremy, sales manager at Sutherland's. When you choose to work with us, you can expect top quality, expertise, and peace of mind, knowing that Sutherland's will do whatever it takes to get the building you've always wanted. For a free quote, call 1-800-66-BARNS. Free estimates at Sutherland's.com. For over 100 years, Sutherland's has been helping folks build it better. No matter the project, we're here to help. Because at Sutherland's, home starts here.
Calls with a two-hand finish. Arkansas wins the ball game.
This is the Morning Rush.
2026 is looking bright at Rath Auto Resources. Celebrate by driving away in one of our road-ready certified pre-owned cars, reconditioned and backed by a comprehensive warranty. With our award-winning customer service, non-commissioned sales team, and painless pricing, we take the hassle out of the car buying experience, so you can focus on more important things, like that new gym membership, quitting smoking, or that other thing. Ring in the new year with a new ride and see why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
With 10 extravagant indulgences for $3 or less, Taco Bell's new Lutz value menu makes you feel Lutz. As their official Lutziers, I help when it makes you feel too Lutz. Like when you eat the delectable new mini taco salad, you don't need a mini taco salad fork. The fork that comes in the bag is fine. Just like the beefy potato loaded griller isn't bruleed, it's grilled. Just as good though. Try Taco Bell's new Lutz value menu for $3 or less today. At participating Taco Bell stores while supplies last. Price of participation varies. Tax extra.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit could save you up to $600 off your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by the Sebastian County Assessor and paid for by Amendment 79.
At Arkansas Oklahoma Gas, we understand that cold weather months are about staying warm, keeping life running smoothly, and focusing on what truly matters. We also know that higher heating bills during this season can create stress, and we're here to help ease that burden. From a variety of payment options designed to fit your needs to assistance programs that provide extra support, our team is dedicated to helping you stay comfortable and worry-free all season long. Our customer care team is just a call away, or you can explore helpful resources online at aogc.com/winter. We're here for you this winter.
Hey Razorback fans, Matt Jones here. We're all experiencing higher prices on just about everything, and that includes sunrooms, patio covers, and windows. If you've gotten an estimate on any of these projects and you were shocked by the price, then you need to call Sawyer's. They've been making quality, affordable products for 35 years. They're local, they have 100% financing, and a beautiful showroom with all their products displayed. So give my buddy Buzz a call or check them out at sawyers-sunrooms.com.
Ah, the Internet. A place where your curiosity can flourish. Unless malware gets in the way. It's a place that can surprise you. With phishing websites and trackers. The Internet is wonderful, but you must protect yourself online. Protect yourself online with NordVPN. TechRadar named it the #1 VPN in 2025. A single NordVPN account secures up to 10 devices. What else? This cybersecurity tool also encrypts your browsing. NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro feature helps you block malware, avoid phishing, and stop digital trackers. NordVPN scans the dark web to check that the information associated with your email address is not exposed. Just a few clicks and you're safer online. Browse with more peace of mind. Get the best deal at NordVPN.com.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men, I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpathsocial.com.
All right, I touched on this earlier with Brandon from the Fence Man. I want to have a deeper, more meaningful discussion now that we've experienced one of the extremes of Arkansas weather. Which is worse? The cold doldrums of winter when we have icy roads and what we're dealing with now? Or is it the heat of summer when it's 112 out there and it's suffocating? Which is worse to deal with when we get both edges of hell here?
I would say it's the winter, because the summer doesn't affect my daily life like the winter does, and it affects so many for the negative. And it's not pleasant by any stretch of the imagination when it's 100+ degrees in several pockets of Arkansas, but it's not a detriment to the economy.
I'm going to take you
around to my way of thinking, huh?
Outside of maybe your AC bill. Well, I just got the complaints were pretty rampant at the dinner table last night with my friends, and it's not that I didn't disagree with you at all. I just thought you had a traumatic experience growing up with snow, and you hated weathermen for some reason.
As a young man with little wealth who brings little into the economy of this state, other than just my presence, I'm a big proponent of the fact that I like to be comfortable with what I'm wearing, where I am. You can always put on more layers of clothes and still be acceptable in society. You can't always take them off and not have people look at you funny or get arrested.
JT in Hot Springs, cold's worse. He hates the cold. Dan in Alma, the heat is worse. Like you're saying, you can only take up so many colds.
The heat can make you sick.
Yeah, not a fan.
I mean, you get out and you have to work in the heat. You can't escape it. I mean, at least in the cold, you can go I guess you can get in your truck and get the air conditioning, but I mean,
you better hope you don't have
go out and play. I mean, you go out to the lake, or you go out to play golf, or you go out to do anything in the worst days of summer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just dragging tail for a few days. It just zaps you. At least this winter weather doesn't physically zap you the way the heat of summer does.
But you can get seasonal affectionate disorder, where you get SAD, SAD, because it's so dark and gloomy outside.
Yeah.
The sunshine makes you feel better.
Brennan,
happiness.
is it the dopamine you need?
Yeah, that's right.
Brennan in Fort Smith says, I'm with Ty. I can play golf in 105. I can't play golf in this.
100%.
Jordan says the miserable summer heat is definitely worse in his opinion. And then Dave chimes in, says it's definitely the cold and snow when the kids are out of school not learning a thing, which is just dumping down on our society even worse than it already
100%.
is. Going in on it, Dave.
My kids are out again today. I have no idea why. I knew when I drove by. Yeah, exactly. Looking out the window.
What? How?
I don't make these decisions. They went yesterday. It was up to me. But I knew when I drove by. Nearly had a tie moment. And when I drove by, when I driven by the school, the parking lot at the elementary in our neighborhood where my kids went, not cleared at all. They hadn't touched it. I knew then at 2:30, 3 o'clock yesterday, there wasn't going to be school on Friday. So they're hoping to go Monday.
So let me.
They've been out the entire week. The entire week.
And let me ask you something. I realize this happens only like once a year for the most part, and Northwest Arkansas and North Central might experience it a little more than the River Valley or Central Arkansas. Even though did Central Arkansas get the worst of this storm?
I think they got more ice. Than we got. But in some ways, the River Valley got the worst because you got the snow, then a bunch of sleet and ice, and then more snow. So I don't know. As I was chiseling my driveway a couple days ago, I wasn't real proud of what we had.
So it explain to me why we prioritize water slides over having stuff.
Oh, you're going to venture in that?
I just don't. I don't understand it. Like I will admit that. I mean, I've read stuff. I just don't. I don't get it, and I'm not involved. I've read it, but that's the excuse that's being utilized here.
You don't understand. I'm saying you don't have a perspective.
I don't have kids.
Yeah. Precisely.
You don't have to be a kid to go down the $1.9 million water slide or whatever.
It's more than that.
Yeah.
Cost a lot more than that. Like $4 million water slides.
All right, that's your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. The big game's coming up. They're going to have it on for you at Cart Pass Social, number one place where you can still play indoor golf. I know school's canceled. Maybe you want to.
Can I give a tip? Played a course on the simulator at the buddy's house last night, and they have GS Pro there, right? Where you can choose all the courses. There's like over 4,000 courses. Let me give you a course recommendation when you go to Cart Pass Social.
Okay.
Whispering Pines. And it's a mythical golf course. This is one someone just made up. It might be the best simulator golf course I've ever played. Whispering Pines.
Where is it?
It doesn't exist. It's not a real golf
fantasy course.
It's a course one of the designers just made up, and it might be the best simulator golf course I've ever played.
That'd be a cool
Whispering Pines. Unbelievable. Great track.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mythical.
All right. Well, yeah, hopefully it's at Cart Pass Social. 122.
Yeah, they got GS Pro there.
Hopefully, 122 Grant Place in Lowell, number one place where you can play indoor golf in all of Arkansas. I didn't get to these two stories yesterday, or one was from yesterday morning, and the other I just didn't have time to get to. So I'm an honest guy. They don't call me Honest Dave, but I think again sometimes I'm too forthcoming with.
I hear that a lot in the hallways around the station.
Certain
What?
information.
He's an honest guy.
Well. So I'm driving into work, and I couldn't sleep. I'm restless, so I get up. It's 4:38. I'm going into work, and I've experienced this. Colton's experienced this. I'm guessing you have, where whether it's ice or snow, like I've gotten stuck at stop signs or red lights, or I've tried to brake, and I've gone through it. So I get to this red light, and I need to be better. Like I haven't looked at not traffic manual, the rules of the roadways since I was 15 years old. So there's things that I just either forgot or don't know. And in my head, even though it's not a law, or it is a law, is when I see a red light and then I also see them slowing down because there's another red light, that I need to still come to a complete stop. Well, in my mind, I'm like, I'm scared I'm going to slide on this ice. And I'm also like, okay, they're stopping, so I'm just good to go through it. I slow up the slightest bit, and then I go through it. Sure enough, an officer pulls me over. He's stern with me, and deservedly so. He doesn't want to see a wreck or a pile up or anything. So I get pulled over, and I tell him my logic. It's like, sir, I didn't want to stop on the ice or get stuck. And I again, honest. I was just honest with him. So he's stern with me initially, and he's like, hey, I'm going to let you off with the warning. Just please do that. And so if you didn't know, the point of the story is when you get to a red light, even if the opposing cars are either nowhere to be found on the left or if they're stopped, you still have to come to a complete stop.
Complete and total stop.
Complete and total stop. Which
All
now
four wheels.
Which now I'm going to do. Now that's in my head.
I agree with you. Rarely do I say those words, but there's a four-way near my house. If there's no other cars there, I slow down to a where I am respecting the stop sign, but I don't want to get stuck on the icy conditions that have not been cleared yet, because that's particularly on a slope, how you
that hill is dangerous, Tommy. That 4-way stop right there.
right. So you just you kind of have a respectful roll through.
Yeah.
So because that is how you're going to get stuck.
And again, I slowed down the very slightest, but it was
Well,
nowhere
there you
near.
go. You didn't respect the sign.
Nowhere near, and it was a light.
didn't try hard enough.
But now,
You
okay,
didn't respect it.
all right. So you had that yesterday morning.
So you
Trying
got
not
a
to let me
warning.
off with a warning, which I keep.
That's
Did
good.
did he know who you were? That was that the deal?
No, he didn't.
Pull the card.
Which is good. Like I don't want unfair treatment. I want to be treated.
you do too.
I want to
We
be.
all
treated-
want unfair.
Who doesn't want unfair?
Except for
Come
my,
on.
except for
We
my,
all want favoritism.
except with my football team with SEC referees. All right, so let me get to last night. So I have parked going to this one place for 7+ years, and they always have the signs, whatever, parking only, blah blah blah. So I park, and then this guy walks out and says, "You can't park there," and it's a Regions customer sign. Well, I am in fact a Regions customer. The bank is closing in 20 minutes. 20 minutes. And
You
so I
must have been
said,
downtown.
and yes, and so I said, well, I'm a Regions customer. It's like, were you going to Regions? I was like, no, but it's like, okay, you can't park there. And I'm just thinking to myself, the bank's closing in 20 minutes.
change
They're not.
banks.
The customers aren't using. And so like, and he, you know what the term mogging means?
No.
Just big dogging, basically.
Oh.
And I don't know if he owned
Mogging?
the
Mogging,
building.
M-O-double-G-I-N-G,
Yeah, I don't know if the
I'm
guy
gonna start mogging Ty more often.
I don't know if the guy owned the building or whatever, but it was like one of the most puzzling, like authoritative. This guy just thought he owned downtown Fort Smith.
Well, maybe
and
he
I'm
did.
Just,
Well,
he does not.
You can't park there.
No, that's the stupidest thing.
Maybe he
when,
did.
when there are reserved parking signs and the business is closed or going to be closed in basically 20 minutes, you don't have to act like a total tool to a guy that's a customer. I'm thinking about leaving Regions Bank
would
because
leave
of
tomorrow.
this. And it's just
Today,
like,
I'd get there now.
It's just
I'd go
like-
down there and mog him if I was you.
No, it's just
I'm
like
taking
I'm gonna
my
I'm gonna-
millions of
I looked at my
dollars.
checking
Your
account.
account,
I'm gonna take
elsewhere.
I'm gonna
Hate to
take
lose
my $763.22 from my checking account somewhere
Him
else.
brag.
A whopping $763
You got lunch
in
today?
my
As
checking
soon as
account.
I'm not overdrawn, I am closing my account. That would be the speech I'd have to give.
SmackDown's listening this morning for a coworker of ours. He says, "Ty is an honest man?" ?
Yeah.
He says otherwise. Well, that hurts my feelings. SmackDown. And at a taco contest in a while, I did that. But those are my two. Those are my two in the midst of the snow parking experience. So again,
And you just
you're
tell
a
him you're trying to
couple-
get to Bible study? Hey, sir, I've got a Bible study right over here.
No,
Can I
because
just-
that's a
You gotta get a
lie.
better excuse.
Oh, yeah,
That's
you're
a-
honest.
you're
with
That's
me.
a lie.
Honest time.
Honest
That's a
time.
lie.
Honest
Yeah.
time.
So
Well, he knew you were going into a bar, you know.
yeah, 20 minutes
Drinking.
and it was closing. No, not drinking. I just it drives me that just like again, nice officer, really cool, and then that tool bag. Just be like, you're not a big deal, man. Like
Because Ty knows who's a big deal.
no,
Because Ty's a big deal.
I'm not saying I am, but like how
you
people
gotta have the
act and
ticket.
conduct themselves around one another from time to time is just absurd.
I'm just glad to learn the term mogging.
Mogging.
I'm gonna
learn something.
M-O-G-G-I-N-G.
You learn
I'm going to master that skill.
M-O-G-G-I-N-G.
It's 2 G's?
Yeah.
I want to make sure I do it right.
Urban Dictionary.
Yeah.
You know what barbecue chicken is? When I say
I've had some.
I'm saying like Darius, for example. When I'm trying to think, it was a
That's
bad.
kind of an older term, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, Tommy.
Shaquille
He knows what
O'Neal
it is.
used
He
it for a
No cap.
while. Yeah, there you go.
That's an older term.
Stop,
That is too.
stop
No
the
cap.
cap. I used Dank I used Dank the other day,
Dank?
and my buddy was like, "Man,
That's
that,
real old.
And he's in his 40s, and he goes, "Man, that's a term that I hadn't heard since like the 90s." And it's like I always use it with good food. So
You guys are unk.
you learned what mogging
Unk.
means.
Oh, I'm out on that one.
You don't know what I explain that, Colton.
I mean, it's you guys. Some people take it as you guys are like old, like uncles,
Oh,
but
okay.
it really means it's short term for uncool. You guys are uncool because you're
Oh,
old.
I already knew that.
yeah.
So, all right, Fast Break
Facts.
Friday brought to you by no cap on that. Fast Break Friday brought to you by QC Kinetix. 40,000 people have been to QC Kinetix and avoided surgery, drugs, and downtime. I'm one of those 40,000. And if your doctor's telling you, got to go under the knife, got to have knee replacement, got to have shoulder replacement, and you just don't want to go through all that's involved, QC Kinetix is here with no surgery, no drugs, no downtime, and get you moving again. You know, your body can heal itself. I think we forget about the natural biologic powers of our own bodies. They can harness that and put it right where you hurt the most and relieve that joint pain forever with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. It worked for me. I'm confident it'll work for you. They're right here in Northwest Arkansas. 479-999-1234. 999-1234 for QC Kinetix.
Fishing for cold water bass on Beaver Lake or Table Rock, or fishing for a trophy brown trout on the Mighty White River, the Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue will catch them. It has that famous rolling action whether it's fished extremely slow or worked fast in heavy current. This rogue suspends, so it will stay in the strike zone longer, allowing you to catch more fish. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Few things in life are more important than showing up. Whether you show up for your family, friends, or teammates, it doesn't hurt to bring a plate of their favorite beef dish. Together, we bring more. Find your next crowd pleaser at beefitswhatsfordinner.com. Brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council, courtesy of Beef. Itswhatsfordinner.com. Tom Murphy is brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Is it time for you to finally get the barn, hunting lodge, barn dominium, or garage you always wanted? Sutherland's is here to help. Hi, this is Jeremy, sales manager at Sutherland's. When you choose to work with us, you can expect top quality, expertise, and peace of mind, knowing that Sutherland's will do whatever it takes to get the building you've always wanted. For a free quote, call 1-800-66-BARNS. Free estimates at Sutherland's.com. For over 100 years, Sutherland's has been helping folks build it better. No matter the project, we're here to help. Because at Sutherland's, home starts here.
This is The Morning Rush.
2026 is looking bright at Rath Auto Resources. Celebrate by driving away in one of our road-ready certified pre-owned cars, reconditioned and backed by a comprehensive warranty. With our award-winning customer service, non-commissioned sales team, and painless pricing, we take the hassle out of the car buying experience, so you can focus on more important things, like that new gym membership, quitting smoking, or that other thing. Ring in the new year with a new ride and see why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
Basketballs bounce, cheerleaders cheer, and fans are flocking to the paint store in Van Buren. The paint store in Van Buren is known for their color matching. The paint store in Van Buren is known for their help with color selection. The paint store in Van Buren shares their expert advice from 35 years of experience. If you haven't been to the paint store in Van Buren, you are missing out. How about you give them a shout next time you need some real-life help you can't get on YouTube?
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Bush Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Do you need closure on your garage? Call Grit Garage Doors. Whether it's a new door, a squeaky closing sound, a broken spring, or just off track, Grit is who you can trust. Call Grit. There's no door Grit can't close. Local team, local service with honesty and integrity. Call Grit Garage Doors. 479-430-3667. That's 479-430-DOOR. Grit is who you can trust.
Time is valuable. That's why Lowe's Blueprint Takeoffs turn blueprints into quotes faster. Bring us your plans, and we'll generate itemized material lists to make quoting easier so you can get back to building. Plus, Plus, at the Lowe's Pro Desk, you get access to thousands of building materials not sold in store. And when your order's ready, we'll deliver everything to the job site. Improving is easy at Lowe's.
Harry Robinson Salisol Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisol.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, just a few flurries think about in the sky. Otherwise, we're going to be cold as we head through tonight into Saturday. A high this afternoon, low 30s north, upper 30s south. Could see a few flurries tonight, and overnight low will drop down to right around 5 to 10 above. Highs in the mid to upper 20s on Saturday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for wine, specialty beers, and liquor. Located at 12100 Highway 71 South of KERX Paris, Fort Smith. Broadcasting live from the Busch Light Studios. This is The Morning Rush. This hour of The Morning Rush is powered by Busch Light. Busch Light, the coldest and smoothest light lager there is.
If you're listening right now and you're a Kentucky fan, go to hell. I hope your team loses tomorrow.
Time record crowd at Rupp Arena exceeding 24,300 here to see Arkansas against Kentucky in their first ever SEC meeting. Day open for three. Yeah. Nolan Richardson and his Arkansas Razorbacks take command in the second half and win going away over the Kentucky Wildcats. Gathering Hogs and Wildcats, historic in nature. We've got a hot one out of the SEC. It's Arkansas and Kentucky. Goal for three. Arkansas wins it in overtime and snaps Kentucky's 10-game winning streak over the Hogs. Three-pointer on the way. No good. Close with the dunk and the buzzer. It goes and Arkansas wins. Arkansas will break that 8-game streak, and they won it 81-80. John Calipari. This year, he returns in Razorback red. Pulls up. Three-pointer good. P.J. Wagner from the top of the circle. This ball game is over. Arkansas has come to Kentucky. The rush of photographers to midcourt as Cal greets Mark Pope in the handshake line, and the Razorbacks have won the ball game 89-79.
Live from the Busch Light Studios. Produced by Colton Little with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft. This is The Morning Rush.
When you think about the best sports moment of 2025, you might go to Lexington, right? I know Gage did what he did in the College World Series with the no-hitter, and that's definitely one that you can argue. But since football did what it did, that's kind of where my mind goes. Maybe you can throw in Patino, round of 32 in Providence. I would hear you out on that. But going into Lexington might be the best one, Tommy.
Yeah, it might probably certainly a top 5 win. I still think Gage Wood tops everything because of the stage it was on, but it was certainly one of the better moments. All right, we're going to talk to Al Dillard coming up here in a minute on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Couple notes before we get to one of our favorite Razorbacks of all time. No horse racing this weekend at Oaklawn, so we'll be back with Lang Whitman next Friday later in the 10 o'clock hour. He'll be with us about 10:45 next week when racing resumes. It's weathered out for this week. Our horse racing update each week brought to you by Brothers Roofing and Restoration. If you got leaks because of the snow and the ice and all that stuff on your roof, call Brother, 479-353-3877. Brother just put a new roof on for my mom. Found out when they stripped it off, whoever built the house never put ice and water shield barrier in the valleys. And that's why she's having leaks. It wasn't properly put on. That's why you need a contractor that's going to do it right, give you an upgraded, high-quality product in the shingle that's going to last well beyond many of our lifetimes, and certainly beyond the lifetime of probably when you're going to be in that home. 479-353-3877. Brother, we talked about him earlier. He played for Lou Holtz at Arkansas, and I know Coach Holtz was near and dear to him. 479-353-3877. 3877 for Brothers Roofing and Restoration. It is a Fast Break Friday. It's brought to you by QC Kinetix, 479-999-1234. 999-1234. Avoid surgery, drugs, and downtime. Get those joints moving again with our friends at QC Kinetix.
Dillard. It's like a layup for him, Jim. Dillard again. Oh, I would say he has the green light, wouldn't you? Dillard with the crossover. Whoa, Dillard throw out 30. Oh, what a shot. He was in the snout of the pig on that. Still time. It's a three-point game. Dillard for three. Got it! Dillard from a mile out. Are you kidding me? Dillard, running jumper. Good! Oh, my gosh. And he has broken the SEC record. Corner, Dillard.
All right, Tommy, the only request Al had was to come into Phil Collins because he is a big Phil Collins fan. Al Dillard joins us, national champion, one of the best, if not the best shooters in Razorback history. Al, thanks for joining us, man. Excited about this weekend. Excited to have you on.
I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you.
All right, game of horse. You or Pat Bradley? Who's winning that?
Oh, that's easy to me, man. That's easy.
I love it.
Two of the best sharpshooters in program history.
Al, we got plenty to discuss on this Kentucky game, but take us back to that night against Delaware State. 12 threes. I mean, the greenest of green lights under Coach Richardson. How'd that feel that night, and how were you able to accomplish one of the best feats in not just Razorback basketball history, but SEC and NCAA history?
In all honesty, it wasn't just that particular night. It was the week or two before that, because just leading up to that game, my teammates tell you, I've always practiced, and I would shoot, 600, 700, 800 shots a day. I would, so not on the game days, but on a game day, my managers, Jeremy and Ryan and Ben, those guys would tell you I shoot 300 or 400 shots easy. And I just noticed, it was just like, man, the hard work is starting, to show off, start to pay off, and you start seeing the fruits of the labor. And I remember in practice, it'd be white versus red. And I just wasn't missing. And I just started noticing. I'm just like, man, I hadn't missed a shot in almost, I feel like I didn't miss a shot in like almost 2 or 3 days. And then when the time came, I took advantage of it, and I had no idea that I was going to do what I did, But it was to have I think for me, my work ethic was really, the key. But the blessing I had was the teammate. Those guys didn't care about who was the leading scorer, because we already knew who our 1-2 was. It was, Corliss and Scotty. And so the rest of us, we just mapped our role. But that particular night, man, I was just on.
And
I was on.
You mentioned red versus white. How much better did it make you just as a college basketball player in the team? I mean, when you're going up against Scotty and Corey and those guys day in, day out. I know a lot of fans got to see it, but how did it shape you into a better basketball player, Al?
First, it was the mental aspect of the game. When you Nolan, Nolan. I say it all the time, man. I've said it many, many times. Nolan is the meanest man God has ever created in basketball. It's just in basketball, and all my teammates. I mean, we all say this, but I had the pleasure of going against two of the best defenders in college. The best defenders in college: Corey Beck and Clint McDaniel, Roger Crawford. Like every day, man, it was brutal. I'm 142, 145 pounds, soaking wet. Mac and Beck, 6'3", 6'4". 200 pounds, 195 pounds, and and coach loved the physicality, so he loved that. So, but that is what helped me tremendously. The practice was the hardest. 2.5 hours of Nolan Richardson, as opposed to 40 minutes. That's easy.
Yeah. I think that was by design. Former Razorback and national champion Al Dillard with us here on the Morning Rush on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. As you watch the last few seasons of Razorback basketball and the resurgence under Musselman, seeing what Coach Cal has done last year and what might be ahead for this year, what are your thoughts? Because, nobody envisioned the drought that was coming after Coach Richardson left. No one thought it would be, from 1996 till Musselman got here to get back to a Sweet 16. As a player who experienced the highest of highs here, what's it been like through some of these valleys and now seeing, signs of life in the postseason around this program?
It's been cool, man. I would say, we have weathered the storm, and you're right. When Muss was here, Muss did he did a heck of a job also getting us there back to back. But I would say with this team that we have this year, man, those guys are blessed to stay healthy and take, one game at a time. And I said this when I was there in September. If they listen to Cal and the staff, just listen to them and trust one another, we're going to be hard to beat, man. But, Nolly's always say this, too. You better beat us now. If you're going to beat us now. And that's the team I would say about, Cal team. If you're going to beat them, you better beat them now, because I don't know if you'll be able to beat them, when it in March Madness. They have found their identity. That's just my opinion. I think they found their identity with Darius Acuff, Brazil.
Yep.
Those guys. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about number 5 and Darius Acuff, freshman player, obviously having as good a freshman season as about anybody, particularly at point guard in the country. One of the best, ones in the conference. What do you see in his game, and is there a comparison that comes to mind with some of the players you play with? You mentioned, Clint McDaniel, Roger Carter. There's some really great points that could really D up some guys. But who does his game compare to in your estimate?
I'm gonna say Lee Mayberry, man.
For a lot of people,
I didn't play. I didn't play with Lee. I came the year after Lee left, but I was there. I played against Lee in the summer. I would have to say Lee. He reminds me of Lee. He's never too high. He's never too low. If you notice, he never really celebrates. You think about that. He does something well. You can't tell if he did something bad. That's the maturity, I think. Yeah, man. I'd say Lee. To me, Lee.
Talking with national champion Al Dillard here on the Morning Rush Lewis Automotive Group hotline. All right, so this weekend, Darius is going to be a key cog in what could be another victory against the Wildcats. When Al, you played him in the 94-95 season. You played him 4 times, twice in the regular season, twice in the tournament, in the SEC tournament. What do you remember about the week leading up to those type of games and just those games and that rivalry overall?
Nolan and the coaching staff, their intensity that they brought, and just the importance of, just being ready. It started with those guys, and now me being a coach, I know, I understand the madness, when you're young and at that age, you really don't understand the madness. But now, being of age and being a coach, now I understand the craziness that, Nolan was doing every day, every day, not just for that game, but just every day. But leading up to that game, man, the intensity between us as players and, because we were down there killing each other on the court. You would think that we didn't like each other, but, we loved each other. But that was just, how Nolan was, man. Like Nolan, man, he's different, man. Like, he can get one of you guys to play above your head, and you'd be like, I never knew I could play like this. I never seen the one be able to do what he was able to do. And to take your egos, and no, we didn't have no egos, man. There was only one ego, and that was the Bear. That was it.
I find it fascinating. You're part of the best stretch in Razorback history, national champion and then runner-up. We've never seen a period in the history of Razorback basketball like that. You mentioned the tactics he kind of utilized, keeping everyone as a team. How did he keep y'all level-headed? That's what I want to know. Like, when you guys are winning at the rate you're winning at and you're destined to and presumed to repeat, like, how did he keep y'all at even keel level where you could win a national championship and also get back to one?
Oh man, that's easy. The bat whoop your ass, man. It's real simple. So we feared him. We feared him, respect him. He didn't, that wasn't the thing. He wasn't trying to make nobody afraid of him, but his presence, man, he didn't, zero tolerance. I think a lot of tactics that he does, or he did, and I use them, for me when I coach. When you master your role, like I said, when you master your role, and you have no envy. Like we knew Quarters and Scotty was our 1-2, man. It could have easily been we had 5 guys, man. Mac, Beck, White. I mean, we could, but we mastered our role, and we all had our moments. That was the blessing we had. Yeah. We all had our moments, but in all reality, man, we was very, very close. We did everything together. There was no division. We had this group and that group. No, it was one group. And Nodis always said, "You can't trust each other. We don't need you." And so that was his foundation.
Al, catch us up on what's going on in your life. I mean, you mentioned coaching. I know Ty was telling me you also do some officiating as well. What's going on in your world now?
So yes, the 3 I do is coaching, officiating, and training kids. So those are the 3 that I do. But like I was telling Ty yesterday, man, which one of you guys referee? Which one of you guys referee?
That's me, Tommy.
Well, man, I'm surprised you don't have some type of drinking problem or whatever. But
well, who says I don't?
Oh, okay. Hey, man, I was telling Ty yesterday. I told Ty to give you my number so you and I can talk. And when I come visit, I want to sit down with you guys, especially you, because when we talk, we're gonna talk. Because I was telling Ty, it's amazing, man, the disrespect that we get as referees and as people. And I think for me, and I don't like to speak for no one. I've just never been like that. But I would just say it. I think a lot of people would attest to this or agree, how you want to put it. What bothers me is that you bliss me out, but you have no idea why you cursing me out. You have no ideas about the rules. No idea.
Yeah, it's almost like marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting yelled at, and I don't know why. Yeah.
Yeah, I say it all the time, man. When you're dating a woman, it's like having a washing machine in the dryer. You got to have one of them. You got to have both.
Oh man.
Oh, I'd love. Hey, you just let me know when you're coming through, and we'll sit down and crack one open and tell war stories. So
you just sit up and say something about like marriage, right?
Yeah.
Like being with a woman. Yeah. I say this right here. Think about this. This example I give you guys. A woman, good or bad, bro. A woman is like a box of pizza. You understand that, do you?
Well,
a pizza comes in what? A circle, but it's in a square box.
Box, yeah.
But if you take one slice out, it's what? A triangle. It don't make no sense.
Oh man, we're talking with Al Diller this morning. Al, when's the last time someone's referred to you as 3D or Deadeye? Is that a teammate? When's the last time someone's called you that?
When I came to Arkansas in 2025 September.
Okay.
The people, I came up there, man, and a lot of people that said, saw me. It was like, that's Deadeye or 3D. But the kids I coach, man, the parents know me, but I don't get, those nicknames until I come back home. And when I come back home, I get the nickname Deadeye or 3D.
Yeah. I just thinking about this as we talk. You're in the coaching profession. Corliss has obviously had a lengthy coaching profession at the professional level, and he's also spent some time at Little Rock Christian when his son was going through. Scotty Thurman's been the head coach at Little Rock Parkview. I don't know who else on the team. But there's just 3 off your era that have given back to the game by coaching. But I just wonder how much of what you learned from Nolan can you actually apply today without being called into the principal's office.
Oh man, I have been though. I have been.
You talk about all the mean, hard practices. They'd they probably, you couldn't be the bear like he was in today's time.
Oh, no. Like, my voice is fairly deep, but when I talk to some of my kids, the high school, I feel like this, the high school level, you can't be really who you want to be. But when it comes to AAU, I am. I told Nolan this in September of 2025. I am a better looking version of him.
Sure, yeah. Sure, he laughed at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know you referenced your teammate Scotty Thurman, and Tommy was just talking about him being as a coach. Was it the Kentucky game that you guys were messing with him about his dance moves after a win? Or was that another game?
Hey, man, when you guys get a chance, man, please pull up the segment where we're coming through we're coming back through after we won, and you're gonna see us in this room. You're gonna see us in this room, and I'm on Corley's back. I'm on Corley's back. I don't even think I'm on his back, but he's walking through the hallway, and we're going back to the locker room. We're going back to the locker room, and Nolan and the whole coaching staff, man, we are ecstatic, man. We just, Nolan, of course, he do what he does. He give us one of those speeches. It's just another day in the office. This wasn't nothing. This nothing. This is what we do. And man, you guys got to see. You got to see this dance that Scotty does, man. And we call Scotty Big Guard. Big Guard because he was 6'6". But that's his nickname, Big Guard. And when Big Guard is doing this dance, man, it is hilarious, bro. Me and Evan Martin, all of us, man, we are dying laughing, dude. You just pull up the segment in 95 when we beat Kentucky in Rupp. And we're in the locker room. And he's going to be doing this dance, man. He does it all the time. He can't dance. So check it out, man.
All right, Al, we'd love to talk to you for another hour, but we got to run. We really appreciate Al Dillard, Razorback legend, national champion, top 10 all-time in three-point percentage. Al, we really appreciate you making some time for us, man.
Oh, no problem, man. Appreciate you guys, man. We'll pig through it.
All right, we'll swap numbers. Holler when you're coming through. We'll share some stories from the Stripes.
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
All right, Al Dillard with us here. Great catching up with one of a lot of your childhood heroes. Al Dillard and that team. It's kind of like this team. So many weapons, and he was amongst them. That could be a big part of why you got beat when you came to Bud Walton or played the Razorbacks.
They hit you with waves. Like this basketball team that you have to watch tomorrow night is one of the best in all of college basketball in bench points. When you can bring a guy like Al Dillard off your bench and you got 10 to 12 deep, that's a luxury Nolan Richardson had that not many other coaches had.
Yep. Hey, brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions. 479-769-1505 is their number. Licensed in Oklahoma and in Arkansas. Offices in Fort Smith and Sallisaw. The roads have been awfully dangerous, honestly, over the last week. And it's getting better. But if you've been involved in a wreck and you feel it's not your fault, or even if you're at fault, you need the right attorney to represent you with the insurance companies and take care of everything through the process. That's where Jackie can step in for you and make sure that every I's dotted, every T's crossed, and everything goes just right, even if you've been involved in what would truly be an accident right now with the way the roads have been. 479-769-1505, over 13 years of experience dealing with car wrecks, or even if you find yourself in a slip and fall situation here with the winter weather, she can help you through that as well. 479-769-1505 for Mock Legal Solutions, or go to mocklegalsolutions.com.
We'll react to our conversation with Al Dillard coming up, in addition to getting some SEC basketball this weekend. Plus, I think there's another news tidbit or two from Ole Miss that I want to discuss. Stay with us here. Fast Break Friday rolls on next.
Fast Break Friday brought to you by QC Kinetix in Bentonville. Get back to living your life.
Steal by the Razorbacks, knocks to the other end, and a throwdown.
Day open for three, yes.
This is the Morning Rush.
Winter has arrived, bringing frothy morning.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Taco Bell's new Lutz Value Menu has so much Lutz, it's starting to go to people's heads. I'm the Lutziers.
Which is the mini taco salad fork?
Here to help them cope. So when you try the mini taco salad, beefy potato loaded griller, or chips and nacho supreme dip, enjoy the Lutz. Just don't let it go to your head.
Yeah, bring the car around.
You know there's no valet.
Then who's getting the car?
Taco Bell's new Lutz Value Menu. 10 extravagant indulgences, all $3 or less.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush 25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
There's nothing better than hitting a bet unless your whole crew hits it with you. That's what MyBookie's all about. Are you ready for the next 2 weeks of the NFL? We're hooking you up with 2 can't-lose locks of season. Bet up to $10 per lock and double your money when they hit. Select the Lock of Season tab in the sportsbook. Wager up to $10 per lock. Double your money on 4 bets that can't lose. Don't forget about the Bet Back bonus. Go to MyBookie now, punch in code HOGS, and get your first bet covered up to $500. If you don't hit on the first bet, just use your Bet Back bonus token and run it back. Must opt in to use the Bet Back bonus.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. Ew, yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they love the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit could save you up to $600 off your tax bill.
Favorite players to watch in college football. He single-handedly wrecked that game in 2011 when they were up 14-0, and then he took that punt return back at the end of half. The game was pretty much over after that, after Arkansas was number 3, and I think LSU was number 1. But that was Tommy when he was trying to pass the drug test back in college. He was explaining that story. I've never now. Listen, I don't advertise myself as being intelligent in any way, shape, or form, but it is never considered to enter my mind to drink bleach to try and knock out the not pathogens,
unless you're wanting to kill yourself.
Yeah, that just. But apparently he tried that, and he said he was in trouble for a little bit.
Apple cider vinegar smells and tastes like bleach. Now they say there's a lot of benefits from that. You ever had apple cider vinegar?
Yeah,
I mean, straight out of like
the bottle.
was it Bragg's is kind of the brand name?
It's disgusting, but it apparently is good for you.
Apparently it is good for you, but man, you talk about something that'll get your attention.
You feel awful. It's not good. All right, SEC basketball games this week.
Like bleach.
What?
It's
pretty
about
much
as strong as bleach, but not the same effect.
Pretty much. All right, so games this weekend in the Southeastern Conference include the LSU Tigers taking on South Carolina, A&M against Georgia on the road in Athens, Texas at Oklahoma, Mississippi State against Missouri, Ole Miss against Vanderbilt, Kentucky against Arkansas, and Auburn against Tennessee. Alabama and Florida play on Sunday, game of the weekend, outside of the one in Fayetteville, as the Crimson Tide with Charles.
Why are they playing Sunday?
I think it's no NFL. I think that's why they're doing it. It's on ABC. I don't know who's calling that game, but that's the game of the weekend right there. We got a text earlier. I'm trying to find this text.
I think it's us.
They've got the Tennessee and Auburn game 7:30 tomorrow night, following Arkansas and Kentucky. That my initial thought was, well, you don't have to compete against the NFL. That's why the game's on Sunday.
I guess.
But I could be wrong about that.
No, I mean there is some prime real estate on Sunday for TV viewing, so that it makes sense. But and I guess I hadn't looked at the schedule moving forward. I would guess those teams won't play again till Wednesday.
Mhm.
Probably the way the schedule makers set it up, but. That's good. I mean, it gives us something to watch other than the crappy Pro Bowl thing.
My initial thought was like, okay, we got a great college basketball game on Saturday. I'm in. I'm in. All right, that is last thing your SEC update. Ole Miss apparently in the midst of more allegations. This one from Fresno State about tampering. What should be, if this is found to be true, what should be the repercussions from tampering? Is that a fine directly to Pete Golding, Ole Miss?
Yes.
Where does the money go to the team you were tampering with?
I think it's a reflection of Lane Kiffin.
I think that's a good idea.
He's gone.
Make it like rushing the field.
But he was there, and he set a lot of their standards on what's appropriate and what's not.
Ding, ding, ding. Big C
he
is
could
right.
Be right, yeah.
I think Pete Golding was trained by Lane Kiffin on how to tamper.
On how to tamper. I don't know. I think we just and again, this is the second or third towards Ole Miss. I know Ole Miss fans are ticked off at Kiffin, but that is it's just something to watch. The Clemson thing, now the Fresno State, and I think there's one more. I could be wrong on that.
All right, that's the SEC update brought to you by my good friends at Vici Aesthetics and Wellness. If you're fed up with the condition of your waistline or your health, or you just don't have the energy you once had, let me tell you about Vici Aesthetics and Wellness. They'll custom tailor a plan to help you with weight loss, energy, hormone therapies, all sorts of things, including the new peptides, to make you look better and feel better. I'm already down over 20 pounds, close to 30 pounds, with the help from Vici Aesthetics and Wellness. So whether it's semaglutide, tirzepatide, or other weight loss programs, they'll figure out the right one that fits your plan and fits your body and your needs and your lifestyle. When it comes to peptides, Samorlin, glutathione, and NAD+. I have the NAD+. They also have BHRT, help restore balance and energy. And then part of what they do in your first in-office visit is they'll draw blood, they'll send it in, they'll get the results and figure out what you're deficient in and what you need help with, from your chemical makeup, and help fill in those gaps. Figure it out. I was low in vitamin D3. Is that right? Yeah, D3. And, put me on a supplement. It was really easy. Found it in my local pharmacy. Inexpensive, and is helping solve that problem. Come along with a weight loss journey for me and feeling better, and they can help you with all that. And because you heard it right here, they're going to give you 10% off your treatment. Vici Aesthetics and Wellness.com. VICI Aesthetics and Wellness.com. Vici Aesthetics and Wellness, or call and set your first telemedicine appointment in Arkansas, Missouri, or Oklahoma. They're licensed in all 3 states. 479 343-8424. That's 343-8424 for Vici Aesthetics and Wellness. Want to remind you real quick, no racing this weekend at Oakland. Live racing canceled for this weekend, so they're pushing back the start of the Classic season to next Thursday, February the 5th. The Southwest Stakes has been rescheduled to February the 6th. You can download the Oakland Anywhere app for racing this weekend. Use the promo code RUSH26 for a $200 bonus. But racing resumes next weekend, next Thursday at Oakland due to the weather this week. No racing. And the Classic season again next Thursday. The Southwest Stakes on Friday, February the 6th at Oakland.
All right, let's talk to Lance in Fayetteville. He had some thoughts following our conversation with Al Dillard. Lance, go ahead. You're on the Morning Rush.
Hey guys, that was a great interview with Al Dillard. I love living here in Fayetteville because I've met a certain number of those guys on that championship team from '94, and I want to meet Alex. I'm sitting here in my garage and I'm thinking elbow in, index finger forward. How did he do that at 30 feet with such accuracy? I just want to shake his hand and say, let me see your forearm and see what that thing looks like. But it was just amazing, his accuracy from that distance. And I think we've all learned how to shoot properly when we were kids, but not at that distance. But yeah, great interview. Hey, the other thing real quick, I'll get off. Ty, I ran businesses for better part of 3 decades. The parking lot thing is the insurance regulations. They're scared that you're gonna, if they've got a sign up that says no parking private property, if they go home at 5:00 in the afternoon, they are probably absolved of that responsibility. But if you park on that parking lot, and I love your opinions, I almost always agree with you, so I'm not trying to be hard on you. If you park on that parking lot and they see you do it, then if you slip and fall, then they can, you wouldn't do it, but somebody would run and try to file a lawsuit. So
okay, well that makes
I think
sense.
that's why they do that.
What makes you think he wouldn't run and try to sue somebody?
He seems like a pretty good guy.
Thank you, Lance. Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
But no, I canceled my Regions Bank 15 years ago. And so I'm not taking up for Regions Bank. Trust me, I'm a Arvis guy through and through. But anyway, I love you guys every morning.
Thanks,
Talk to you.
Thanks, Lance. It was you might remind me on his initial point about Al. Al said he got 800 shots up a day, non-game days. I think that's what he said, which is, remarkable when you think about the volume and stuff. This people don't realize like this stuff.
Somebody's doing a lot of rebounding.
Yeah, this stuff doesn't happen. But I wrote it down. I think I crumpled it up. He mentioned his managers by name. I thought that was maybe the coolest part of the interview. So of all the things,
they were the ones doing the rebounding.
Yeah, of all the things Al shared with us, and it'll be in the Bud Light Morning Rush podcast later on today. It was a really good interview. You can go back and listen live or listen to it on YouTube and stuff. Jeremy, Ryan, and Ben. He remembered his managers by name, so I thought that was a cool moment during that conversation.
And when you get on a heater like that with your shooting, how much of it's mental and how much of it is just the feel and the touch? Obviously you got to put up the shots like that to have the feel, but
the feel.
Sometimes I equate a lot of things to golf, but golf, you look at a 10-foot putt, if you think you're going to make it, you probably got a good chance.
Confidence.
If you don't think you're going to make it, you probably won't. I would imagine shooting a big 3-point shot is much the same in a game. If you believe you're going to make it and you prepared to make it, you probably will have a good chance to make it.
And that wasn't like a norm back then. We're talking 94, 95. I know there's you had 3-point shooters in the NBA. I guess Del Curry was playing that time, and you had Reggie Miller and stuff. But from that distance wasn't a norm in college basketball. Casey texted in here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. I remember as a kid, as soon as you crossed half court, like you're saying, everyone would yell, "Shoot it! Shoot it!" Because it was just one of those things. You got excited every time Al touched the basketball.
And Al said it there. Corliss and Scotty were the 1 and the 2 on the team as far as everybody knew who the ball needed to go through. So Al Dillon, we didn't get to talk about this, but it goes without saying, he knew he had to work a little harder to have these opportunities because he wasn't the best player on the team. He wasn't the physically the most gifted. He was a guy with shorter stature, and he had to do a little bit more to have the chance to have a game with 12 3-pointers.
That's what's so unique about what Nolan was able to do with two different, and you could say with Coach Sutton with his three studs as well, the original triplets, but to have Todd Day, Oliver Miller, Lee Mayberry, and then the guys around them like Daryl Hawkins and others. Then Al was referencing not just Scotty and Corliss, just that combination was special.
Hey, I stopped by to visit with the great folks over at Valley Urgent Dental yesterday, and if you've got a painful dental emergency over the weekend, infection, crowns come off or loose, or you've got a broken tooth or something that you just don't want to wait till your dentist can work you in, call our friends at Valley Urgent Dental at 479-235-5655. Valley Urgent Dental is there when your main dentist is off, when they're closed on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you need immediate dental care. Valley Urgent Dental is there. They're also now opening for general appointments on the first Saturday of each month. So if weekday appointments don't work for you, they're going to be there for one Saturday a month just for general dentistry as well. 479-235-5655. Dr. Kendall Roberts, Dr. Doug Terry are there when you need them the most. 479-235-5655 for Valley Urgent Dental, 5505 Upper Lane behind Golden Corral in Fort Smith.
Robert Mann, owner of the Stadium Shop, was the one that actually orchestrated this interview. Robert, go ahead. I know you got some good Al stories.
Oh, Lord, I got more than you can stand. What people don't understand is how good Al was to the fans. When he got here, I was working over with Mike Irwin at Channel 5 and running Hog Heaven. And we'd play those Tuesday night games or Wednesday night games, and, they'd be over with about 9:30, 10 o'clock. And Irwin and I would he would go on live on Channel 5. And everybody's left the building, but there's a handful of people, and all the players are gone. And I'd hear, hey, Rob. And I turn around, it's Al still there signing autographs. He said, I'm not leaving. I'm signing it till they leave. And he stayed there till 10:30, 10:45, 11 o'clock, signing as many autographs as people wanted. I mean, I think he realized that, that was his height that he was going to reach was at that time. Because he was, 25 to 27, something like that. And I know Nolan used to joke about him being 30, but he was a whole lot older than everybody else. And he literally, and I witnessed it, would stay until the last fan left to get an autograph. And I thought that was very cool. One more story, and then I'll shut up. I got too many about Al. But one day I was down in the weight room back when I ran Hog Heaven. I was down in the Bud Walton weight room. And I don't know if you remember or not, but Al could dunk. I mean, he would, in the middle of the game, throw it off the backboard, catch it, and dunk it. Or, he'd bounce it. He was
the Sidney dunk. Yeah, he had the hop dunk where he threw it up to himself and dunked it against Sidney.
Yeah, he did that several times. So I'm down in the weight room, and he goes, hey, Rob. I said, yeah. He goes, this is how I get my hops. I asked him, I said, how do you dunk? Because he wasn't much taller than me. I'm sorry. He may have been 6'2". And what he would do is get on this machine that would put all this weight on your shoulders, and then you'd lift using your calf muscles. And if you remember right, he had these huge calf muscles, and he said that's where he got his hops was doing that exercise. But Al was just a hell of a guy. He was one of the nicest athletes I've ever met, and he and I have stayed in touch since then. And that team, he's right. Nolan had open practices back then. You could go to the practices. Anybody could. And, man, you were right when you said they went up against each other. You had 10 starters for any country, any college in the country on that team. And I just love Al. I just think he's a great guy, and I'm glad you had him on.
Well, he was great. You think about, and one of the things I was just kind of curious about, and he kept referring to Coach Richardson as the Bear and how he would be up in them and everything else. Like that stretch where Arkansas, I think about 94, 95, they win in 94, they get all the way back in 95. So Florida wins in 06, 07. UConn wins back-to-back a couple years ago. You have to go all the way back to, and I don't know this offhand, I think you got to go all the way back to like the UCLA days where someone repeated. Like that was just not something, that's not something that happens regularly in college basketball. I don't, like, we try to do the remembrance of him and his teammates every 5 years or so. That time period was nirvana. I don't know if we'll ever get back to that point. I mean, just to be in the national championship and win it, and then to get all the way back, and for them to not let the egos get in the way of what was just an incredible stretch of basketball players is remarkable.
Hall of Fame coaches have had a way of finding mountaintops here or close to it, and you've got a Hall of Fame coach in charge of that program. I think you'll find what you're looking for before he's done. Hey, we talked yesterday about Valentine's Day coming up. It's hard to believe it's second to last day of January. Sunday will start a new month, short month at that. And if you're already trying to plan what you need to do, where you need to go, what the weekend's going to look like for Valentine's, you might call Gaston's White River Resort, book a private cabin there, fireplace overlooking the White River, maybe book a half for a full-day fishing trip, book some restaurant reservations overlooking the White River. They can take care of all that. Just get away. If you're looking for something different, something that you haven't done before, Gaston's might be the ticket. Here's the best part. Winter rates are in effect. So right now, even for Valentine's Day, you can go to Gaston's and kind of hide away at a new home away from home at Gaston's White River Resort. I'm telling you, the north central part of our state, Marion, Baxter County, that area and the drive there is absolutely beautiful. 870-431-5202. Enjoy the beauty of Gaston's White River Resort this Valentine's Day weekend. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time.
It's Fast Break Friday on the Morning Rush, brought to you by QC Kinetix. Get real lasting relief from chronic joint pain.
Ahead to Billy Richmond for a one-hand slam.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Nolan Richardson and his Arkansas Razorbacks take command in the second half and win going away over the Kentucky Wildcats.
This is the Morning Rush.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off, or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
All white chicken meat breaded in tortilla chips. They're Taco Bell's crispy chicken nuggets. Pretty different than the nuggets you're used to. Haters will say, that's not the classic nugget. Haters are right. Haters will love them anyways. Oh, and they come with Hidden Valley Ranch, another classic. But we mix it up with Diablo. They can't hate that. I mean, they can, but they won't. Crispy chicken nuggets from Taco Bell. A brand new classic. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only while supplies last.
Founded in 1950, Crabtree RV Center has grown into one of the River Valley's largest RV dealerships, proudly serving Northwest Arkansas, specializing in sales, parts, and service. We're truly your one-stop shop for all your RV needs. Conveniently located with easy access to I-40 and I-49, we're 40 minutes from Northwest Arkansas and just as close to our friends in Oklahoma, carrying top brands like Grand Design, Coachman, East to West, and Forest River. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
Flu vaccines, both regular and high dose for seniors, are now available at Law's Drug Store in Fort Smith. Call 452-6116 to schedule your shot appointment. Usually there is no cost when covered by your insurance. Law's Drug has COVID vaccines, RSV vaccines for ages 60 plus. Pneumonia and tetanus shots are also available. Law's Drug Store, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drug Store, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
When you need tough and paint just isn't enough, check out River City Coatings in Van Buren. When it comes to your metals, paint can peel and crack over time. Whether it's your patio furniture, rims or trims on your automobile, or heavy equipment, no one has time for a redo. Powder coating provides the toughness you need. Preserve your investment with powder coating from River City Coatings. River City Coatings, certified John Deere, Caterpillar, ISO 9001, Packer, and UL provider of tough. River City Coatings, 471-7675 or online at rivercitycoatings.com.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They are open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts need, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
We're keeping Arkansas beautiful. Want to lend a hand? Don't be afraid to get them dirty. Every day, volunteers around the state are picking up litter, planting trees and wildflowers, recycling, and more. You know what these volunteers need most? Help. Volunteer today at keeparkansasbeautiful.com. Learn more about all our programs. A message brought to you by the Keep Arkansas Beautiful Commission, this station, and the Arkansas Broadcasters Association.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Final segment here on the Morning Rush. Again, great conversation with Al Dillard earlier, part of some epic Arkansas-Kentucky matchups. Don't know if this one tomorrow night qualifies, but I'm still really excited about it.
Yeah, and it'll be epic if you win. It will be just another game if you lose, right?
That's a good way to look
at it.
That's how
it works. Brought to you by APAC and Standard Materials Group. If your job's behind because everything's behind right now, call APAC and Standard Materials Group. Rock, asphalt, sand, ready-mix concrete. They'll be firing back up here soon and getting out there as the weather permits. 479-587-3300 is their number. They can help keep your job on track with other construction consultant services, from logistics to surveying to drone capabilities. And more. They can be kind of a turnkey, one-stop solution for you. 479-587-3300 for APAC and Standard Materials Group.
Acuff was elite. The thing about him is he also had 9 assists, no turnovers, and he's so hard to guard. We saw it on tape. I've seen it. But he is Iverson-like. Being able to score, pass, speed, all that.
Porter Mosier earlier this week speaking to what Darius Acuff brings to Arkansas and what other opposing coaches have to deal with. Mark Pope having to deal with him, as well as the rest of the Razorbacks last night. It's kind of cool. I mean, the dynamic of a former Kentucky player, like experiencing what Bud Walton's like, and now coming in as a coach. This will be, I guess, his first time as the head coach coming into Bud Walton Arena.
Yeah, and with players moving around like they always do now, They don't always have the experience of playing in. Hey, I played there a couple of times. Maybe they have with another school, but that building's just different when Kentucky's on the other bench. It just is. Fast Break Friday brought to you by QC Kinetix. 40,000 people can't be wrong. 40,000 people have gotten over their joint pain with no surgery, no drugs, no downtime with QC Kinetix. So before you have knee replacement, before you put your life on hold for months, just visit with the people at QC Kinetix. Bring your MRIs, bring your x-rays. They'll pour over them and then help you make the right decision for you. 479-999-1234. They're right here in Northwest Arkansas. And, hey, the sooner you start, the faster inflammation eases, the faster you'll slow down arthritis progression and get back to doing all the things you love. 479-999-1234 for QC Kinetix.
All right, coming up, halftime, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, Big C on the way. Everyone be safe driving to Bud Walton this weekend. We're back on Monday at 9 a.m.
Listen up, crappie anglers. When it comes to crappie fishing, there's only one